Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another episode of WiliestSoup's Kerbal Space Program. I believe this is episode 3, and I'm excited to have you guys around here for today. Let's see, what did we do last episode? We got into space. Let me double check our contracts here. Yeah, I think we haven't activated any new contracts. Awesome. Orbit and recovery for a probe. Fantastic. Okay. So, last episode we got a little bit done as far as getting things finished and put together. I'm sorry, I got a little bit of a stuffed up nose. My allergies are kind of out of control. So, hopefully everything works out today, by the way. Oh, that's right. So, last episode I had everything as far as like remote tech and all of that jazz active as a mod. Sorry. I got distracted really easily there. But yeah, I had remote tech active, and because I had remote tech active, I was having a lot of issues with the systems, I guess you could say. Like, it wasn't like, you guys remember how my I'll show you in a second as soon as it loads. Oh, come on, come on. Do 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 do. Okay, there we go. So let's kill rotation. Oh, we got mech jab last time, if I remember correctly. Maybe we didn't. I don't actually remember. Anyways, so you guys will recall last time I didn't have any of these buttons showing. Now they show, and the reason why that was is because remote tech was doing something weird. I uninstalled it, reinstalled it, I went to see if that fixed it, didn't fix it. So yeah, that kind of sucks, but at the same time, like, you know, if we can get it fixed, we can get it fixed. That's preferable. Hey, stop wobbling, knock that off. So there's that. But in good news, I now have the buttons, so now we should be good with buttons. And now we have mech jab. Oh, those are gonna blow up. That sucks, but oh well. There we go. Come on, turn, turn. So anyways, one of the things I kind of want to talk to you guys about today was I'm going to be doing something at the end, new at the end of every single episode. And you guys will see what it is at the end of this episode. And hopefully you guys like it. If you don't, I'm sorry. But there's just kind of a lot of stuff that I kind of want to talk to you guys about. So at the end of the episodes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep playing for about an additional 5 minutes. And then I will cut out whatever I need. And I will put in that footage that was missed in the next episode, so that way you guys can actually have a what am I trying to say here? So that way you guys can have the full footage of everything. It's going to be really simple, hopefully. I mean, I hope you guys like it. I mean, the odds are you guys will, but I still get very self-conscious about things. Ask my wife. It's kind of ridiculous. And cut out. Woo! Prograde. Let's fast forward time. And there we go. But yes, I'm actually kind of excited to do it. I just had a thought to do it actually today. Because there's kind of some stuff that I feel like a lot of our generation doesn't understand. That probably makes no sense. But still, you guys probably know what I mean. You guys, and so there's a lot of things that I wish that a lot of people would know. And so I'm going to try to talk about that. And hopefully you guys don't mind. Cool, we don't have that yet. So, did I not? Oh, I haven't. That sucks. Okay, we'll do it at 30 seconds out. Ah, son of a... What is happening? Oh, so I had Dang It installed. And so parts fail sometimes, but apparently it's stopped, so I think we're good. Um, so me and my wife have been watching Unbreakable Kimmy on Netflix. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that show. It's pretty good. There's some parts where it's just too much for me. I can't handle it because it's just, I don't know. Some of you out there might understand what I'm talking about. Some of you might not. But sometimes things are just too stupid. And there's some aspects of that show that is pretty stupid, but other aspects that are really, really good. And I personally like the show. However, we've decided to start watching The Office, and we're in like season 4 right now because we spend a lot of time watching shows together. For those of you that actually watch my Space Engineer series, I admitted something, which I probably shouldn't have admitted, but whatever, YOLO, right? Anyways, so I admitted that our entire courtship, mine and my wife's entire courtship, was basically she'd come over to my house and we would play video games and watch TV shows and movies. That was it. Like, we went out on a date, and when I mean out on a date, I mean going out to eat. We didn't even go to a movie. We didn't do nothing of this sort. And we did that probably, I don't know, twice. I want to say twice. She might know the actual answer because she cares about that stuff more than I do. I don't remember that kind of stuff very well. What I do remember are the times where, like our first kiss and all that kind of jazz, which is funny because she doesn't. So, but anyways, needless to say, we spend a lot of time watching TV shows together because that's just kind of our thing. We like doing that. We have fun with it. And it's one of our favorite pastimes. Anyways, so as we're watching The Office, we both come to realize there's somebody that we both know. And we come to realize that this person is exactly like Michael. Now, for those of you that don't know who Michael is Dunder Mifflin's regional manager. He's the, I guess you could say, main character in the series. And just, we were both blown away, and then we started feeling very horrible because we realized how much this person was like Michael Scott. And we're not going to name any names because there might be people that I love that are watching this, and that'll be like, oh, I can't believe you talk about him, and that's so mean to say about him on the internet. And I'm like, well, it's not mean. We still love him to death. We love this guy. He's awesome. Hilarious. So funny. But his just mannerisms, his awkwardness, his everything is just like Michael Scott. And it is sometimes a little too much to handle. So just like Michael Scott, it's nothing against him. He's still a great guy. It's just, he's just a little weird. Which means nothing because I'm weird. Like, honestly. But anyways, I digress. There actually is a cool little series that we started watching, I think about 2 years ago. It's the Shield, Agents of Shield. Anyways, there's a character that plays in Agents of Shield that plays in The Office, and we saw him and we're like, what? It was legit. You don't expect to see people like that cross over into like different, sitcoms or to like, sci-fi adventure and action series. I don't know. I always love it when that happens though. We also started watching The Finder, which that's really cool. That is really cool. Sucks though that it got canceled. It's like one of my favorite TV shows right now. Let's create alarms for, I don't want to do that. Dang it. Moho. Let's put an hour before. There we go. Add alarm. Let's create an alarm to go to Eve an hour before. There we go. And then let's create an alarm to go to Duna, and then we'll call that good. And put it an hour before, because it takes about an hour to get into orbit on average. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but that's usually fine. It'll be fine. It's, you know what, within a couple of hours, it's a pretty good window still. Let's see here. We accomplished that contract. Do we have any Kerbal powered landings? I hate this. I hate this one so much it hurts. I just want all of you guys to know. I have done that one so many times in my other playthrough that I haven't recorded, obviously. And I fail so hard. It's the worst. I can't even express it to you guys. Okay, let's go and see. Do we have enough science? We do. Hooray, 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 hooray. Let's research that and get that going. Perfect. Ah, so exciting. So exciting. Let's get that too. Just because remote tech is not active does not mean we actually don't get to use some of the stuff because of the update that came up. Oh, for those of you that have been wondering, if even though you haven't said anything, this is version 1.2.2, so there's no real new stuff going on here. Just so you guys are aware. Alright, let's come through here, even though, oh, I should have done that, huh? Uh-oh. Okay, that's fine. Let's see if we can't get into orbit. Oh, we haven't. Ooh. We haven't done anything with that yet. Crazy daisies. Alright, I'll be back in a quick second. And I'm back. So this is the monstrosity that I have created. I am right at the part limit, which that sucks. But hopefully we'll be able to get some science. We'll be able to get some orbital data, which will be nice. And because we'll be able to get that done, we'll be able to move forward and get things handled, right? So let's open or save. And let's launch. Let's get out of here. So, as I was building that, I actually had an interesting thought. I'm playing it in another playthrough alongside this one, so that way I kind of have an idea of what I want to do and what I don't want to do. I do that with a lot of video games, actually. When I do recordings of them, I play along the side to kind of get a good feel for anything that I like, anything I don't like, anything that kind of rubs me the wrong way. You know, you guys get the drift. So, but anyways, so yeah, one of the things that I thought about was how much I absolutely love playing this game. It is by far one of the greatest things ever. And why is it going that way? Don't go that way. That's the way I don't want you to go. Oh well, that's fine. And they're gonna hit each other. Oh, they didn't. Oh, they did. Aha, called it. Anyways, I was gonna say something else. Crap, I completely forgot. YouTuberitis. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? Anyways, so I wanted to talk a little bit about Apollo 13. Apollo 13 is one of my favorite stories of all time. You know, because it's just a story of human ingenuity, humanity, and just amazing story all around. And I say that because, you know, you think about it, the Apollo program is just absolutely awe-inspiring. I mean, so, okay, the Soviets launched a satellite into space, and just freaks the shit out of everybody in the United States. Everybody's losing their minds. They're like, they're going to put nuclear weapons up there, which, like, you know, okay, eventually they would have, but at the same time, like, they were just putting up satellites. They didn't even know what the hell they were doing, really. So anyways, needless to say, one of my favorite stories of all times is my mom loves the space program. She was a kid when they were doing all of the space stuff. She was, I think she said she was, let's see, if it was 1969, she would have been, what, 14? She was 14 years old when, yeah, my parents are old, by the way, just so you guys know. I remind them constantly. But yeah, my mom would have been 14 years old when, nope, she would have been 12. 11? Let's see. 12. I'm sorry, guys. She would have been 12 years old, and she remembers the moon landing vividly, as she says. And so she's the one that kind of always encouraged me to kind of like just be interested in anything. Her goal in life, she wanted to do stuff with space at NASA, but I don't know if any of you have seen the movie Hidden Figures. That's basically very similar to how my mom was, but not like she wasn't in NASA, but she wanted to be a part of the NASA program, but she was a woman, and back then women didn't have a lot of rights and didn't have a lot of ways to do things. It was a man's world, unfortunately, because there was a lot of things that women could contribute. Man, I am struggling today, huh? But yeah, so there was a lot of things that women could contribute, and because of the knuckleheadedness of some men, they couldn't. And we didn't make it, but we got some science, so hopefully we'll be able to get into a pretty okay spot. Did we got all of this stuff, right? Only 6? What? Okay, that's whatever. That's more than we had last time. So anyways, one of my favorite stories that she tells is, sorry, that was like a really long segment, and I apologize for that. But one of my favorite stories that my mom tells is the fact when she was 12 years old and she saw the moon landing, and then about a year later she saw Apollo 13. And Apollo 13 is one of her favorite stories. Like when the movie came out back in like 1990, I want to say like 96, 95. Like she made us watch it as kids. It kind of like taught us like, you know, this is human ingenuity and such. Like that is just an absolutely awe-inspiring story. Like one of my favorite parts from that movie is they had to hit a section. If you put at the equivalent of a globe. So if you had a little globe, like your teacher had in their classrooms or anything like that, this globe, they would have to hit a spot on this globe the size of a piece of paper. Like that's how thin of a margin they had. And I mean, talk about scary. Coming down a little hot. Landed in the mountains, yo. Nice. Hopefully we don't roll and die, but that's possible. Oh. I love it when that happens. I don't know why. But it's one of my favorite stories because, you know, they came through with such terrible odds, in all honesty. Woo! Nice! Got it up. Alright, board and recover. So, that's essentially the story that I wanted to tell, is the fact that Apollo 13 is still, in my opinion, is one of the greatest achievements of humanity in an emergency. And luckily, those astronauts had all of NASA behind them still. And I mean, good on NASA too for making sure those boys were taken care of, because that could have been real bad, both for America and for the humanity's sake. Let's see. Oh, yay. Hooray. Hey, I said research. Don't do this. What is happening? Am I not allowed? Thank you. Causing issues for me. Let's get you. I have no money left. So this will be interesting. Okay, let's come over here. And from Kerbal, I will do that. Upper atmosphere, can do that. Okay, I need something that'll pay me out now, so let's do that. How do I kick off space tourism? Okay. I guess I'll do that, because that'll be enough money to get me into space. Hopefully. Keyword, folks. Hopefully. Well, anyways, I think I'm going to call that an episode. So, as I had made mention before, I'm going to be doing something a little bit special. So, I'm not going to be recording... I'm not going to be recording myself playing some more. If you guys see, like, I got all of the planets hidden away. And I did that because I like the idea of having to, you know... Ooh. Wow. I thought that was something else, but that was totally not. I like the idea of having to, you know, launch a telescope, discover them, and all of that jazz. Anyways, so as I said before, I'm going to be doing this little thing. So I'm going to take about 3 minutes, and I'm just going to talk. I'm not going to really be playing much. I might actually be putting together a rocket, so I'll do that, actually. So that way I'm actually doing something productive so you guys can watch something. And I'm sorry if you guys don't like what I'm about to do, but I feel like it's necessary. Today in this world, there's a lot of people that kind of have it rough. And I'm one of them. I have not had the easiest life. But I haven't had a bad life. That's what I'm trying to say. Is I had a really good life growing up as a kid. Could it have been better? Absolutely. But in all honesty, I had a good life. I grew up in a good home. I grew up with good parents who loved and cared for me very much. And because of certain circumstances in my life, I have issues. I have depression issues. And for a lot of people, that's a very real thing. And I'm here to tell you, as someone who suffers from depression, who has issues with depression, there is absolutely no reason to take your own life. And I say that in hopes that someone who is listening, who is struggling with these things, will know that there is somebody out there like myself, and it's not just me, there are many, many others who know what you are going through. And there are people that are willing to listen to you, to help you, to give you a hand. And I want to express to you as a fellow human being, whoever you are, that though it may seem hard now, and the end is just something that you just want to come sooner than later. A famous quote from somebody, I don't remember who he was, I don't remember his name, and if you guys want me to, I will try to find it. But one of my favorite stories of all time, and it's unfortunate, but it's a good story because of what it teaches, is a gentleman was on a bridge and he was about to take his own life. And as he's getting ready to jump, he starts thinking about all of his problems, which of course makes it worse for him. Makes him think, you know, I'm not gonna make it. There's all these terrible things in my life. People don't care about me, yada yada yada. And long story short, he jumps. And he says, in his own words, "The minute my feet left that bridge, I realized every last one of my problems was solvable." And that's what I want to say to you. For those of you out there that are struggling, that have, for whatever reason, the desire to take your own life, there is no reason to. None. And I say that with love towards you. And I'm not, you know, there's going to be at least one of you who's going to be like, hippie, like, at the risk of being called a hippie, there are those out there that love you. You may not even know who they are, and they still love you. Just remember that as times get hard, that all of your problems can be solved if you take the time and hit them head on. Now, there are those of us out there, like myself, who suffer from problems that are pretty major. I have clinical depression. It is a psychological issue that most of the time requires medication. Luckily for me, I don't need medication. 19,000, come on. And so with that being said, I pray to all of you who are struggling, who are listening to this, give it another chance. Try again. You're going to fail. Failure happens. It's a part of life. But the key to success is getting up just as many times as you fall. And I want to thank you guys for coming out and watching this video and let me do that little segment right there. I appreciate doing that. It was fun. I feel like I'm doing at least a little bit of good by saying that in this episode and these shows, because, you know, I feel like I could do a little bit more. And hopefully by my words, somebody's listening and somebody's mind gets changed. If nobody cares, that's fine. Whatever. But anyways, thank you guys for coming out. I really appreciate it. If you guys like this video, hit the like button down below. If you guys happen to have any comments, suggestions, or ideas for mods or anything else that you guys want to comment on in the video, I love hearing from you guys, so that would be fantastic. Just leave a comment. And if you guys think anybody else who could use this episode as a, you know, entertainment or maybe a piece of advice or whatever, just share it with them. That would be fantastic for me and hopefully helpful for them. And last but not least, if you guys aren't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I release videos like this and others every day, and hopefully you guys will have a fantastic day. Until then, I will see you guys on next Tuesday. Until then, have a good one. All right, bye.